So we've all done it. We've all been on our phones or our computers or scrolling Facebook, whatever. You get an ad that pops up for AliExpress or Temu or any of those other Wish, who knows? And there's always something on there that catches your eye. So the question is it as good as it seems to be? And today, we're going to find out.
Well, here we go, let's get those wheels out on the road. It may get dusty, but that's the way she goes. We'll build some greasy old cars and drink our AGD. Hey, don't you know, it's Barkley Bill.
So, my brand of flavor this time is Vevor. I don't know how well you can see it, but I bought a pack of 40 feet of shop lighting. LED shop lighting clicks together, can go together. So we're going to find out how easy it is to install and how good a quality it seems to be when we're putting it up. Does it break? And because it's cold out here. These were in the house, so they're warm, but my garage isn't heated. We're going to see, like, does it break when you put it together? Does it mount nice? How bright is it? So, as you can see, in my garage, I have two corncob lights at the front, my garage door light, and then I have a work light here just hanging to get enough light to try and film and to work in here. So, I'm going to put in these lights, and I just got to decide how I want to mount them. And we're going to see how easy they are to mount and how much light they're actually going to give me. So, I unpacked the box, and what we have is 10 individual 4-foot lights. They don't sound the most secure, but it is just light strips inside a plastic tube, so it's probably fine. We also have all the wiring and mounting that it comes with. So it comes with instructions. After I leaf through the instructions, they're very vague and not fantastic, as you would expect. Some spelling mistakes, all that stuff. So clearly foreign, but that's fine. There's these connectors, so you can just butt up two lights together. There's 8 of these longer extension cords to put two lights together. There's 5 of these power cords with a switch. There are 10 mounting bags with all the hardware to mount, including drywall anchors. And then there's 10 of these wireable plugs with just wire ends that I can wire to whatever I want. So I might end up using some of these and wiring it into the light switch, because I'd like it all to work just off the light switch to replace the lights I currently have in here. So I'm going to start planning out where stuff goes, and then we'll see how good this hardware is and what pieces we're going to use. So I started hanging the ones at the front. The mounts work pretty good. The lights are pretty flimsy, so you just got to be careful, but as you can see, they're mounted on the roof here. I don't know how well you can see that, but they're mounted on the roof. And now I'll just do a quick light comparison between those corncob lights and the two up here. As you can see, I've got the corncob lights on and these lights off. So I'll turn these ones on. I just got them plugged into the wall for now. So that's these on. That's both. That's the corncobs off. That's nothing. Corncobs. So they are brighter than the corncobs, so I'm happy with that. It actually really brightened up this chunk of the garage. I put 2 up here because I wasn't sure. So now after doing that, I think I'd like to put 2 across at the back, because I do most of my work at the bench, even though it's cluttered right now, and at that end of the garage, depending on which direction I have a vehicle in here. So now I've got, if I put 2 here and 2 there, I got 6 others to span the gap along the sides. So I gotta measure a little bit, but I should have plenty if I use those jumper wires in between. And then I can just tag, I'll probably go all the way down one side to the back and then all the way up the other side. And I'll wire this end into where the corncobs are. And they're all LEDs anyway, so I might as well, for the extra light, run everything. But I can test it out with just one and just the other and see what I think. And I can always hardwire in another switch or keep this here somehow for now. If I just need a little bit of light, I can use the corncobs. Or if I want everything lit up like a Christmas tree, I can use this. But I'll kind of make that decision when I get to the point. So I'll go ahead and get the rest of these set up. And then I'll bring you back and you can kind of see the end result. and then we can kind of go over the thoughts on the lights, the weak points, the strong points, and I'll tell you what I paid for them, how long they took to get here, and I'll tell you what my final decision is, and then you can go ahead and kind of make yours. All right, it's all installed. Easy installation, actually not bad. Those clips are pretty good. The lights are a little bit flimsy. If you don't get your clips quite straight, the lights will bend around them. I got a few that way. But I kind of set it up 2 at each end and 3 connected in the centers. These little connections, they do not exactly go in easily, so you gotta be really careful. And once your lights are connected together, they're very flimsy, but they're also very hard to put together if they're up. So I kind of would join 2 together and get another one of these all the way into the end of the one, then clip it up in there and then be able to slip the 3rd one together with it. But I haven't turned them on yet. I do have to tie the wires up a little bit. I'm not quite happy with it. And I still haven't decided if I'm going to wire it into the switch at the front or just leave it on the plug on the wire. So I'm just going to leave it like that for now. And I'm going to hit the lights here for the first time. And we're going to see how bright it is. But you can see how bright it is in here right now with all the lights on. I'll shut off the little one here. I'll shut off the garage door opener. And you can see how dark this corner of the shop is. And then I'll shut those ones off and I'll turn everything on and we can see together because I want you to see my reaction to it. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm shutting off this light. As you can see, it starts to become a pretty dark hole back here. Like you can barely see the engine. And that's on camera, it's about the same as you see. Like there's a little bit of smoke hanging in here because of the fire, like in my wood stove. So this is the garage door light off. And as you can see, that's pretty dark at that end of the garage. And now, everything off. And oh my God. It's like a UFO in here. It's so bright. This is insane. Like, does this even make a difference? Barely at all. It just kind of brightens up the corners. So I'll take you around the garage here and we'll kind of see, like, is it really pulsy? I don't know how it'll be on the camera because it's all LED lighting. So I'll see when I go to edit. But it's supposed to be at a good hertz rate that it doesn't interfere with cameras. So we're going to find out. You can really see the fog and my breath now. But I can't believe how bright this garage is. So anyway, we'll walk around, we'll see, like, are there dark areas? Do I need to buy another 40 feet of lighting? Let's find out. So as you can see, over in this corner, it's a little dark. We'll see if I close this cabinet door. Yeah, it didn't really make a difference because you can see we hit that light and it does brighten up the corners. So with these extra lights hooked up, that's not bad. But like it's all bright everywhere here. Like this is pure insanity compared to what it was. I mean, you can see every bit of garbage I have kicking around in here. And like even inside the car, with all the lights on, it was dark in here. I couldn't really see anything, but like the light comes in here really, really well. So now that we've kind of seen, not that bad to install. Some of it's pretty cheap, like you would expect. I have a ton of pieces left over, but I'm not going to throw any of them away just because I still don't know how much I trust all these Chinese little plastic pieces. So initial thoughts, fantastic. What's it going to be in the long run? I don't know. I don't know how long they'll last. We'll kind of see. But like just to add normal lights to this garage was going to be, to get it as bright as I wanted, was going to be a decent amount of money. Like a 4-foot light piece from Canadian Tire, so it's a double bulb one, but LED, is over $100. And I paid for this whole kit $145.99 plus tax. I think it was like $153 with free shipping. And I ordered these on Monday. I think I ordered them Monday at work, like coffee time in the morning. I ordered them. So like 9:30 in the morning, Monday I ordered these. It's Wednesday night. They showed up. So like you can't complain about the shipping, especially for free shipping. So like I've bought other stuff on Beaver before and I've actually been really impressed with it. For the price you pay, the quality is much better than you'd expect. Like I said, we won't really know in the long term. I mean, if I start having troubles with them, I'll make another video, but yeah, like initial impressions, guys, If you want a set of cheap garage lights, like, I mean, I have experience with Viver. I don't have experience with like Temu and AliExpress and that, but like, if you've had good luck with those sites, like, don't be afraid to try this lighting, because I'm sure like 30 other companies sell the exact same ones, made in the exact same factory in China. And I gotta say, like, the results kind of speak for themselves. And at the end of the day, that was the small kit. Well, there might have been a smaller one yet, but there was a bigger kit with like 80 feet of lights, and this is 40 feet. So if you needed more light, for $300, you could have lights along the sides of the wall. Like, I'm more than thoroughly impressed with this. So yeah, if you guys are interested in some cheap lights or other cheap stuff, like, I've got a whole bunch of stuff on my wish list. They've got an app now. I don't have to go on the website, so that's even more dangerous. And like I said, I've had good luck with the stuff so far. Like, I bought sound deadening, I bought fuel line, I bought an air fryer in the house from Viver. Like, calipers at work. We got other stuff at work that we've got from there. And I mean, it's not Snap-on. When I'm buying tools from these guys, it's not like my Snap-on stuff at work. It's not like Matco. But I'd say it's every bit as good as like Mastercraft, better than Husky stuff. So like, I'm pretty impressed. You guys can kind of judge from that, but check it out. I'm not sponsored. I'm not sponsored by anyone. Like, I bought this with my own money just because I wanted to try it, because I couldn't say no at that low price. But thanks for watching, guys. If you have any interest in checking out what's going on with this, there's videos on it. It's 49 Chevy and a V12, and it's going to be getting a stick shift, straight axle. It's going to be a lot of fun, but it's going to be a slow project. But check out some of our other stuff. There's a lot of cheap hacks and stuff that we've been doing to make stuff work. But thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Like and subscribe. Doesn't hurt you guys. Helps me out a lot. So, thank you.